Subscribe to my channel before we start. All right, let's get into it. I still remember how my phone buzzed that night. One single text from my mother. Don't call or come. It's over between us. No soft explanation. No emotion. Just a brick wall. I stared at that screen until the light faded. My hands weren't shaking, but my chest felt like it was collapsing inward. I only typed 2 words back. Got it? Then I set the phone down, sat quietly, and let the silence swallow the whole room. That same night, I actually came home earlier than they expected. My parents had no idea I was already inside. Their office door was cracked open, their voices low and sharp. Everything goes to Daniel. He earned it more. And then Mom added, "What about Alex?" Dad replied dismissively, "He'll be fine. He always is." Hearing them talk about me like I was dead weight, like I was an extra item sitting in their house, tore something inside me. Quietly, cleanly, no dramatic break. Just a snap I couldn't unhear anymore. I was always the reliable one. The one who paid their bills when Dad's investments tanked. The one who climbed the roof when it leaked. The one who planned their anniversaries, handled hospitals, paperwork. Every crisis they couldn't manage. And Daniel? My brother was always a dreamer. Reckless. Irresponsible. Forgiven every time because he charmed his way out of accountability. Still, I loved them more than I admitted. When my mom hugged me, I felt like I mattered. When my dad said, "Good job, son," it felt like oxygen in my lungs. I just never understood how conditional that love was until I heard how easily they cut me out. 2 days later, that text came. "Don't call or come. It's over between us." I immediately knew it wasn't random. It was coordinated. Someone fed them a story. And I didn't have to search far. Daniel had been acting off for weeks. Awkward for his kindness, avoiding my eyes. Then he slipped, left his laptop unlocked. Inside, I found everything. My entire financial history, my personal accounts, my side business numbers, even the private trust fund I had built myself. He had told them I was secretly stealing from them, forging Dad's signature years ago. A lie so perfectly crafted, it sounded believable. And they chose to believe him. I didn't scream or fight. I didn't explain. I sat quietly and began planning. Betrayal gives you the clearest vision of your life. You stop needing validation. You start preparing for legacy. I copied every one of Daniel's files. Every document he used against me. I followed his digital footsteps, his secret loans, his gambling debt, the offshore wallet he thought no one could trace. He used MY identity once to cover his tracks. That was his fatal miscalculation. For 3 weeks, I said nothing. Then I called my lawyer. Calmly, strategically. Together we built a case that looked natural, unstoppable, and sealed like steel. Daniel was officially made executor of the new will. I was erased completely. I smiled that entire meeting, even shook his hand, told him, "I'm genuinely happy for you." He didn't see that tiny pen in my pocket, quietly recording every word. A week later, I filed a fraud case under his name, using his own documents. Then I just waited. It didn't take long. The bank flagged him. His firm locked his access. The lawyer who drafted the will demanded clarification. By the time they reached me, the narrative flipped completely. I wasn't the thief anymore. I was the one who was wronged. 2 weeks later, he burst into my apartment, pale, shaking. "What the hell did you do?" he shouted. I leaned against the counter, calm and steady. "You took what wasn't yours," I replied. His voice cracked. "They know everything." "Good," I said softly. "Now they finally see who you really are." He lunged forward in panic. "You destroyed me." I shook my head. "No, you finally met yourself." He slammed the door so violently the frame almost broke. I didn't flinch. His downfall started long before that door slammed. The next morning my phone filled with missed calls. Mom, Dad, even Daniel. I ignored every single one. Now that their favorite son's mask fell off, suddenly they wanted to talk. But I already learned something crucial. Blood doesn't make family. Loyalty does. I made a cup of coffee, opened my curtains, and watched the city slowly come alive. My reflection stared back. Stable, quiet, free. For years I was a good son, the invisible backbone. Now I became the shadow that would forever sit inside their conscience. When my mother finally called again, I answered, not to reconcile, not to explain, just to say one sentence. He finally learned who replaced him. Then I ended the call and smiled.